It's 8 o'clock just now, and my cat woke me up. So there's that. But I was gonna go up anyway, so it's not too bad. So I had a thought about this, and I don't like player card because I want to be able to amend it. Because I actually had a thought last night about how the planet cards can work. So I'm going to go to player cards here, and we've got island resources, and then we've got these things here. So what I want to do is I want to do this, but instead of setting that to 10, I'll do that there. That there. And ship. And the reason I'm doing that is because it's going to the planet cards are going to be able to change the action on, or change the delta for the player card. So for example, let's say there's like a decrease value. Well, what you want to do is you want to decrease each one of those by a particular amount. So let's say you've got +2 wood, you want to decrease that by 1. So you would then change the wood delta by 1. So that's the idea. Anyway, we'll need to figure out the logic of that there, but then apply. This is going to be resources dot wood plus equals wood delta. Delta, like that. And so that simplifies player card. And then player deck factory is going to be a little bit better here. So that is going to be 1 minus 1 minus 1. Like that. Why is it not like that? Ah, right, okay. So I'm going to change that to water equals 0, 0, 0, 0. We need to make sure we got this right. Shoot. And I have water minerals wood, water minerals wood. Water mineral wood worship, okay. So water delta. Okay. I'll just make this a little bit more readable. Fit it all in one line anyway, or so we can fit it all in one page. And then here, water, minerals, and wood. That fits in there. Okay, and then the same thing for the other ones. -1 for water, 1 for minerals, and -1 for wood. So that'll be -1 for water, -1 for minerals. Actually, I was going to change that one there. So make money. So make money is going to actually decrease your worshipness. +1 for wood, -1 for worship. So it's kind of like money would be the new god kind of idea. Because why not? -1, -1, -1, +1. I mean, maybe that's a +2 actually. Again, the nice thing about doing this is, and this could be like some, JSON file, make it data driven, but it's Ludum Dare. Let's just code it. So the next thing is the screen layout. And I think what I'm going to go for is something really low resolution, so I can actually draw this. So that would be 400 by 225. See that one there. And each one of those blocks is, what did I end up with being? 80 across by 112, I think it was. 8, and just a little bit light. What that means though is it's got a little bit of a gap, like a 1 pixel gap there, and I think that's a good thing. I don't have a problem with it. Because at least there's a kind of buffer in there. And so that's the kind of screen layout. So we're going to have, this is the player deck, this is their cards. So let me just write that in here. So that is going to be 36, 14. Planet deck. That's the planet deck, and then this is going to be card 1, card 2, card 3, meters. So that's the kind of layout for it, and then up here, the player. We can probably offset this by a certain amount because, I don't know. Well, we'll just leave it for just now, but it'll be form deck. Card 1, card 2, card 3. Something like that. Or we can move it like slightly across for the upper deck. But that's the kind of the gist of it there. So I'm going to save that as let's just call it background. Save it as that. And then that means that we can just get rid of all of this, which is garbage now, because the canvas itself is actually 400 by 225, and I'm going to match it with 1 pixel per unit. And then I'm going to put this as a background. So file, export, PNG, background, save. And the background is going to be it's going to be a sprite 2D UNI 1, no filter, apply, okay, and UI panel, and the background for the panel is going to be that. Boom, there you go. Fits perfectly on there, should be scalable. Awesome, there we go. Obviously, we're going to have to do something completely different for the background. It's not going to be that, but at least it's going to give us like a place there. And then the objects that sit on there are going to be cards. And if I go to canvas, UI, and then create an image, which is that, and if I change that image to, what's that going to be, 50 by 66, that looks really tiny. Oh no, it wasn't, was it? Was it 96? It might have been 96. It might have been 96, 28, which looks huge compared to that, which makes sense. Okay, let me think. In here, so that was 80. So I really want like 76. I mean, each one of these cells is, what did we say it was? 80 by 112. So that's right. Okay. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. But we want it to be slightly smaller than that. Actually, you know what? Maybe we don't want it to be that. Maybe we want it to actually be a panel. UI, and then we'll do a panel. And then the panel itself, oh, I can't set the width of that, can I? Or I can. So I make that 0, 0. And then the rightmost one, what the heck is that, 320? Why is nothing easy in Unity? Image, and then color. Can I change the alpha? Okay, I can bring the alpha right down. That's good. And I can put this up to here and get it as close to that as possible. So it'll be 80 by 112. Okay, so that's the image there, and then I want another image inside there, which is going to be the background. So that is going to be image. And let's just figure out what that value is going to be, because I want it to have like a buffer, something like that. So that is 74. Okay, that's good. And 106. Okay, that is also good. Okay, so I'm going to call that background. And this is going to be, so the background is going to be, this is going to be our card basically. And we've got our image, our background, so image, and that's going to be card. And then our card is going to have, on top of the background, we're going to have an empty element, which is going to be that. There. I don't even know if this is going to work, but we'll see. And then that's going to have a canvas group on it. And this is going to be UI elements. And let's just zoom in here. So for the UI elements, we want a couple of things. We want the details, and we also want, well, obviously want the details. We want the header and the body, and then we want other things as well. So let's do text -pro, import TMP essentials. Okay. And let's call this header. I don't need to font size that. Let's make that 16. And we'll make it black. And fit in here. Okay, and it's going to be centered. Let's make that 12. We'll probably change that there, and let's make it centered in there as well. So that's the header, and then we get the body text as well. So let's change that to header, and UI text, copy that. Body. And that's going to be 8. And instead of that going there, it's going to go to the top, and it is going to be left aligned. Okay, need to bring that in just a little bit there, and a little bit there. And obviously, if we change the way that this looks, then we'll need to change that as well. And then for these other elements, I'm just going to copy this roughly. So I'm just going to make this the wood one, and then this is going to be, actually let me just get rid of that one. That's the wood. So it's just going to be in the same format there. So that's going to be where's the resources? Water, minerals, wood, worship. Water, wood, worship. Okay. So now if I go to UI elements and I change the alpha, so now we can have that UI there. And so when you flip the card over, it will show that. That's the idea. So we'll have like a flip background as well on there, and we'll get to that in just a minute. Okay, so that is our card prefab. All right, so that's what our cards are going to look like when we deal them. And luckily we can move them wherever we want them to be. So I think what we'll need to do is we'll need to have like positions. So that's like minus 60, minus 60, 56. Can you change that to be, the anchor is, where's the pivot? Let's make that 0, 0. Did that change anything? I don't think it did. It's 120, minus 40. Okay. That's minus 200. Okay, so that's minus 200. I might make like travel points, or just hard code it. What the hell? Okay, so that is minus 200, 0. So the top row is minus 200. Oh, that's card 1 anyway. That's not the right one. Nope. Minus 120. Minus 120. Minus 40. That's 40, and that should be 80. Just make sure that's 80. Yeah, 40 plus that is 120. 120, okay. So minus 40, 40, and 120. Sorry, minus 120, minus 40, 40, 120. Okay, and then the other side, the player side, that is minus 120, minus 112. And that should be minus 40, and 112. And that should be 40, minus 112. That should be 120, 112. 120, 112. 120, 112. Okay, awesome. So that is our prefab. So we're good to go. We just need to get a deal set up. So we need to have a card thing here. So let me do, so this, where's the background? The background is 74 by 106. 74 by 106. So let's make a quick background for that. Awkward, awkward, awkward. inside there, I just want it to be kind of just want a kind of crappy background just now. Is it black and white? Why is this in black and white? Okay, that's just temporary. I just want to make sure that I have a background, and then on here I'm going to create another no. Probably easier and quicker just to do that, and then do that, and then go into here and then delete this bit here. Okay, and I want to have that for all of that as well. Another background. I might want to have like a different color for those other ones. Okay, it's going to be card shape, for lack of a better phrase. Okay, and so that's going to be card, save, JPEG, save, card back. I mean, this is all going to be UI, so make it what you will. Export card front. Okay. And then in here, card back, card front. They are both sprites. They're both one. They're both point. Apply. Okay. And then this UI element here, there is a background, and that background is going to default to card, let's call it card front. Boom. There we go, there is our card front. Okay. Get in there. So we need to move the header out. That's fine, that's trivial. What we do need to though have is a that's the game itself. That's fine. Let's just shove everything in one folder. It's Ludum Dare. Okay, so that's the header. So we need to have cards. Let's just call it behavior. I'm not a huge fan of naming things after the class that they are, but in this case, I just want to lump everything in here. So public sprite background sprite front back front public. So the default is for the card is going to be the background itself. So if I go to background and then do card back, which is that, and UI elements is going to be that there. So that's the default view for a card. So public public what was it with that? Public void show front if oh yeah, I need public canvas group. Okay, if show front public image background equals front UI elements dot alpha equals 1 else background dot sprite equals back UI elements dot alpha equals 0. And we can probably get rid of that if as well. So that is that. And then we need to have the ability to change the actual text. So public int water get return public text mesh tmp pro dot text mesh UI water wood. A lot of repetition here. Mineral and then we'll do the same thing for all of these. Now really we probably don't need to do because we're only ever setting it. In fact, let's not have a get. Let's just have a set. Because we don't ever need to know what it is because we're always setting that value. So I don't think we need to have it. So that is worship, mineral, and wood. there, and then for card, we'll then add card behavior and card back, card front. UI elements is that, and background is that, and that is water, wood, minerals, worship. Okay, and that's all there is. Actually, we don't want that. Let's make that a string, because we want to put in plus in there, so we don't need the toString. So we're going to have a dummy card up here, this lifeform deck. So I'm going to create a duplicate of this, just because it's going to be cheap. And it's going to be dummy deck. And then the dummy deck is going to live over here at 120. And that's going to be 0. So that's where it's going to look over there. And not a lot of room in this UI, it's got to be said, but at least it takes up the full screen, I guess. And then we can get rid of half of the stuff for this, so we don't need anything else beyond UI elements. And I definitely need that card. Okay, let's go to let's make sure dummy deck is there. And then we don't need UI elements. And then for dummy deck, we don't need card behaviors either. So the idea is that we'll spawn the player will the player cards will spawn from here, and then we'll move them to deck card 1, card 2, card 3. And maybe we don't need to give them more than one card. Did we decide how many cards we're going to get? I can't remember now. They play 3 cards, you have 2 cards. Okay, so they get 3 cards, you get 2 cards. Alright. Again, if we're balancing it, we can change that. Alright, so now we need to get the turn sorted out. Well, let's do prefabs first of all. So let's do so this is 2-column layout for a start. And then we need to do folder prefabs. So I want to make card a prefab. Okay. Nice. That's a nice thing. Okay, I'll do sample scene. Okay. Alright, so we've got, when we play the game, we just have a card there, and there's not an awful lot of room in this, but never mind. So the player's going to deal first. So I need to have, what do I need to do? So player's turn. Player deals their cards. Let me write this down over here. Okay. In fact, let me save this. Let me save this in a good location. Let me save it here. let's call it readme.md, and okay, resources, life forms, meters. Okay, so this is really ideas. Turns. Okay. Life forms deal their 3 cards. Planet is dealt their 2 cards. Player decides how to action the cards. Actually, the planet is dealt their 3 cards. They can only choose 2 cards to play at a time. After each round, the remaining card is disposed of. So we'll get rid of that card there. So you get 3 cards, but you can choose to play 2 cards. That balance it wrong? I don't know. Maybe we need an end turn button or something. Maybe we'll need to put an end turn button somewhere. End turn. Yeah, there's not a whole heck of a lot of room in here. Maybe we need to put the meters up there and then like an end turn or some other button things down there. We'll think about that. Choose 2 cards play time, each round, remaining card is disposed of. Okay. Okay, so let's get that action done. So we need to spawn from there. So there's only ever going to be a maximum of 6 cards on the deck at any time. So I'm going to create 6 of these. And then we're going to use them. Scripts, game, and create C# script. And this is going to be, what do we call this one? I had it in my head there. Oh God, it's gone. Oh yeah, card holder or deck. Let's call it deck behavior. Let's just call it deck. Actually, it would be life form deck. Private player deck factory new factory, and then for each one of these cards I want to be able to apply that card behavior to it. So oh yeah, I need to have public text mesh pro GUI header body, and then I want to have apply card, and I want to have a apply card, player card, but these going to be different for oh, let's just keep going. So player card, okay, and then I want to say header.text equals card dot description, header dot body dot text equals card dot body, and then for each one of these strings I need to apply. I just want to cheat because I don't want to write this out 20 times. I mean, I could apply value, and then it's going to be card.water, and the action is going to be string to water string to water equals string. Would, so come on just a second, would mineral worship equals that, okay, and then apply value, generate method, is this here, it's actually not a function, it's an action, string action, and then string equals s equals plus if water delta actually it's going to be delta, if delta equals 0, action dash turn, if delta is less than 0, action minus delta else action plus absolute delta, just to be sure. And okay, and so anytime we apply the card, it will then do the right thing. So okay, so deck is that, and then what I want to do is the positions are private read-only positions, actually it's going to be private read-only float xpos equals, and then it's minus 120, minus 40, and 40, and it's an array, it's not a dictionary. What? I can't remember how to do arrays. So now you do arrays? I honestly can't remember how to do arrays in how do you do arrays in C# again? I can't remember. Float that equals new float that's not right. There is a way to do it. I swear there's a way to do it. Anyway, C#, single dimensional arrays makes up programming guide. Blah 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 blah. New string. Oh yeah, that's it. New float. I was right. I didn't have enough confidence in my ability to figure it out. There we go. Okay. And then we want to do public void deal. So we want to deal 3 cards, but we've got to have a public card behavior pool. So deal, and then clear cards, private void clear cards for each var card in pool. Object dot transform dot position equals new vector 3. What is the vector? What is that? Minus 3630. Card dot show front false. So we're resetting all the cards, and then we want to do. We just want to show the cards just now. I'm not really particularly fussed about like animations and things, so let's just show the cards just now. For each var pos in xpos, var card detail equals factory dot deal. So that gets me a new card, and then let's do for var less than xpos dot plus var x equals xpos y var cb equals pool y. Okay, cb dot apply card Player card, detail, cb.transform.position, new vector 3, x, comma, 0, comma, 0, cb.show front, true. So just for fun, what we'll do is we'll put a great big button in there. Canvas, UI, button. Okay, we'll just have a button here, just hanging around. Just a happy little button. And then we'll call this debug. Debug script. There you go. That's fairly explicit. So start bar button equals get component button. Click add listener, new Unity action. And I'm going to do var deck equals get component life form. It's not called life form deck, is it? Deck. Deal. I probably don't need to, let's create an empty one here, and we'll call it game controller. And life form deck. Okay, and we'll do 3 cards here. So that is card 3, card 2, card 1. Now we'll drag them all up to there. That's good. They're all still on the canvas. Game controller, life form deck, and then the pool. I'm just going to drag those 3 cards in. Boom! Like that. And then the button. Script. Life form deck. Okay. Huh? What? What? Life form deck. Cards. Pardon me. Length is 3, okay, and then pull is 0. What one is this going to? Pull is 0, card behavior 0. What? Or do I have 2? I have to serialize that field? I shouldn't have to serialize the field. It should just work. Pull. That's because I have 2 scripts on there. Haha. Hoo-hoo. Okay. Right. I don't need to serialize it. I knew I shouldn't have to serialize it. I was right. I was right, damn it. Okay. No reference. What now? Button. Okay, what? All right, okay, because it was. Okay. Well, I'm glad to see that Unity 2019 is still keeping up with the weirdness. And here we go. What? Because it don't say that. That's why. Card behavior. So that would be header. And that would be body. And then we click on. Do we need to apply it? Oh, shoot. Card. Body. Header. Is that it done? Okay. It seems like an extra step. Maybe they could have kept that UI, like that feature in there where you didn't have to go into there. Okay, well, partial success. Why are they way down there? Oh yeah, I know why. Well, I don't know why, because they should just be. No, I don't know why. Okay, so I go to scene. This is at card 2, card 1. So build houses, build cathedral, and then make money. So well, these look like they're all being set to the same thing, so that's bad. Water, that's why. Water, wood delta, mineral delta, worship delta. Okay, so that's that there, and then the life form deck. local position. Maybe that'll fix it. That'll fix it. That'll fix it good. Good. Boom. There we go. Okay, so we got +1, -1, and then dash. Maybe we don't want anything. Maybe we just want we don't want a dash in there. So build houses, build cathedral, make money. I've got a funny feeling that this is going to be the same every time we do it. Oh no, build houses, build cathedral. Okay. I might want to wait how these cards come up. Like we don't want 2 cathedrals. Okay. So now we need to have the ability to counter that with other cards. Okay. So that's that there. Let's make that public so we can clear the cards straight away. That's fine. Debug script. Okay, so now we need cards for the player ones. So the player ones are slightly different. They have different actions on them. I actually wrote down. So I don't know if you guys can see this. I'll see if I can get in there. So no, you can't. There's no way you can see that. Basically, the idea is that you could multiply the card values, decrease the card values, invert the card value, discard 1 card, and then when you get to like a 10 worship, you've got like the ability to request new cards that can be drawn. Like basically discard the player's hand and then make them play again, kind of thing. But that's going to have like a cooldown on it, so you're not going to be able to like spam it. No, don't like those cards, don't like those cards. Okay. So we've got that one there. Button. So deal those cards, then we deal the cards to the player. I think the player should only get 2 cards. Because that way it's like, well, you gotta pick the best outcome for you. So let me fix that card thing. Apply. Actually equals that. Okay. I think you should only get 2 cards. That's what I think. Build houses, build houses, build houses. Build new houses, build new houses, build new houses. Okay, so clearly building new houses there. Make money. So that's +1, +1, -1, -1. That's not right. That's not right. Make money. That should be that. That's wood. Watermelon wood. Have I mixed this up? Build houses. Build houses. Build houses should be +1 for water. -1 for. Alright, we can sort that out. That's fine. The biggest problem though is trying to figure out this bit here. So this is back in the player ideas here. Player cards, planet cards. Value, decrease, value, invert, discard 1 card, worship at 10 can request new cards, requires cooldown of X turns. I don't know how many turns it's going to be, but you can't just spam the thing. Right, so we need to figure out the card rules for this. So it's going to be some kind of action multiplier on the card itself. So when you apply that, then the card's going to disappear. The calculation is made. Okay. So for each of these, I think we're going to have card 1. So card 1, card behavior. I'm going to do public player card, details, get return, get private set, and that's going to be details equals card, so that we know what one we're going to click. And then we need to add background, that one there. Let's add a box collider 2D, or can we add a button? Let me just add a button. Do we need something on the button though? Do we need a collider? No, I think we just need a button on there. And then for each one of these cards, we can then apply that to there. So we can have card behavior, background, button, and then the button can get called. We can get the button on the object there on the background, and then we can tie that in there. Okay, so inside the card behavior, when we get set up, so card behavior is a mono behavior, so we can do void awake, and then this is going to go and get the background. Background dot game object dot get component button, our button equals that. Button dot add on click, add listener, new Unity action. Okay, so new Unity action is going to be to fire an event that we can pick up somewhere. So card behavior. Where do we card behavior is life form deck. Okay. So card behavior. So we can do. Let's do events. Add plus card click event handler. Dang it. Void card event handler object sender. Card clicked event handler. Actually, it's going to be player card clicked event handler, so we may have like another one, but anyway. Details, get public card, card, details equals card. Okay, card clicked event handler, card behavior, public event, card clicked. I want it to be in a namespace. Card clicked. And then we can do card clicked, invoke, this, comma new, card clicked event args, details. Okay, so when it gets clicked, it gets passed in the details. Yay! Okay, so I'm going to put a breakpoint there, and I'm going to make sure that it does actually work, because this is going to allow us to select the card that we want to interact with. And we obviously have to turn that off if we're not, like, just ignore it. Well, that's working. Partial success. You know, it helps if I attach it to Unity. Okay. Alright, there we go. Card collect details, player card, and build cathedral. Alright. And this one should be make money. Make money. And this one should be whatever it is. Okay. Alright. And the only problem is we probably need to know the behavior as well. It's a bit hacky this, but never mind. I'm going to do this. And that is going to be like card behavior. Yeah. I'm happy with that. Just in case I think we need to know it, because I think we need to apply that card to it once we've changed the values on it. I think that's the sort of goal there. All right, so we've got a player card. We need to have planet card now. Okay, so the planet card is actually just going to have an action on it. So we need to have a description. So the actions are multiply, increase, divert, discard. Okay. Right, so discard one card. It's a plain old C# class as well, and it's kind of like the player card. It's got a body and a description. Public planet card. String description. String body. Worst naming ever. Body equals body. And then this, I think this does actually have an action. Action, and it takes in player card and card behavior. Action. Action equals action. Public. Let's just do public action. Action. Player card. Card behavior. Card behavior. Action. Get. Apply action. Invoke. And this is going to take in player card behavior. So planet card, and then we're going to have a planet deck. So we've got a player deck factory, we need a planet deck factory. So I'm just going to borrow this. Excuse me a second. And I'm just going to borrow this, and I'm going to create planet deck factory. And get rid of all of that, and planet card deal. All right, so that's that there, and then the factory is just going to create a whole list of things to do. So those things are okay, so multiply card value. I mean, I think we get increase and decrease value. I quite like the invert one, because that kind of swaps things around. So you might not want worship this time round, you might want wood or something, and so yeah, that kind of thing happens. Obviously, you don't want to run out of resource because at that point the game is over. Okay, so multiply. I don't really want to do multiply. I think I just want to do add and subtract. Okay, the invert one is multiply by -1. So that is cards.add new planet card invert. Multiply values by -1. And then the action is going to be card behavior c dot minerals delta, let's do water delta times -1, c dot wood delta times equals -1, mineral delta times equals -1, c dot worship delta times equals -1. So it inverts everything across. And then I want to do cb dot apply card. So I think that's what I always want to do at the end, is just apply the card. I know this is not the neatest looking code ever, but it's good for this one here. So discard one card. We have to think about that. Decrease the value. We're going to subtract 1 from everything, and then increase, we're going to add 1 to everything. So cards add increase everything by 1. So that's plus equals 1, plus equals 1, plus equals 1, plus equals 1. Decrease everything by 1. So that's minus. All right, Invert, increase, decrease, that's good enough. That's that one there. Then discard one card. And then the worship is more of a rule than anything else here. So the ability to discard one card. Discard everything on one card. Invert, decrease, increase, and then discard one card. Discard one card. I think we're going to have to... Oh, I know how we're going to do that. Okay. So, discard one card. So that's going to be cards.add new planet card. Discard a card from the player's deck. CB. And for that one, oops. All we're going to do is cb dot show front false. So we're going to hide the card. So we're only going to apply it for each of those. We're only going to apply the difference for each of those at the end of the round if the front of the card is visible. Okay. All right. And it's only when you click on it as well. So we need to do the same kind of thing for our player card as well when they click on that. So we've basically got two prefabs. We've got the prefab that is the one for the player card, the life form card, and then we've got one for the planet card. Okay, I'm going to take a wee break. For you it'll be instantaneous, but for me it won't be. Right, so now we need to do the we need to do the prefab for the card itself, which is going to be very, very similar to this one here. Okay, so canvas, and then UI, image, and put that there. Actually, you know what? We can make a copy of that dummy one. Make a copy of dummy deck, and then call this. I think we called that card one. Let's call that planet card one. Okay, so planet card one is the one that goes down here, and it's going to need a different set of things. So background, and then we need to have another create empty, and this is going to be UI elements and canvas group. Okay, and so it's going to be the same thing there, and then we've got object, UI text mesh pro. It's obviously ludicrously big. Header. That's going to be that and that. It's got to be the same size as the background. There. And then that one there. What about 12, 14. Keep it inside the lines. Okay. And then we could probably align it with the top actually. Okay. And align with the top header. Right. And then we do a duplicate of that, and then bring that one down to here. And then this is going to be the body. So that is going to be body. And that is going to be header. And then for planet card one, we need to create another one here. So this is going to be planet card behavior. So planet card behavior is going to have similar methods to planet card. So where's card behavior for this one? Awake, then we get apply card, then we get show front. We need that one as well. Planet card behavior. There. Public UI image, background. And this has to have a button on it as well. Dummy deck. It's not dummy deck. Background. Yep. And that's gonna have button on there. Okay. And we can maybe swap it out with like change it and just want to get the mechanics in here. So mechanics there, mechanics there. Okay, so we get player card. Planet card behavior. So we need the background is that. UI elements is that. We also need the header and body. Public text. What the heck is that? Card behavior. That's the one. Header. Body. Okay. Come on. There was no plain ball there. Okay, so planet there. And then we've got the back is still the back. So we've got card back. That one. Card front is that one. UI elements is that. Header is that. Body is that. Okay. And then we need to have an public void apply card. Planet card. Public planet card. let's just call it card set. Header.text. Oh. Header.text card.header. Description. Header. Body.text equals card.body. And that's all we need to do for that one. Okay. And then the life form deck is this one here. I'm just going to copy it. I mean, it would be nice if it was all, you know, generic and all that kind of stuff, but you don't have time to do that. Planet deck behavior. Planet deck behavior. Called a life form deck. Planet deck. Planet deck. Okay, so that is planet deck factory. And those are the values. Apply card detail. That would be planet card behavior pool. Okay, so like I said, very similar. The only difference is that's 112. And that's that. 112 as well. Okay. Okay, I think that's everything. So I drag that into there and do delete. So that's going to be planet card 2, planet card 3, and then we need to have planet deck, and then the pool for planet deck is just going to be planet card 1 through 3, that one there, and that's going to be these values here. So I'm going to create a blank object, create empty, drag that up to there, and then change that, and change that to okay, and then create another empty one. Planet deck. And then sundry items is in there. Okay, and so that's that there. And then for the button click, that debug button click, debug script. So we need to have public planet deck. So this is kind of us sort of starting the the rules for the turns themselves. Deal in there. So we go to button. Make a duplicate of dummy deck as well. We don't even need dummy deck, to be honest. We don't even need that. This could actually be the extra area that we need. So maybe we don't need dummy deck. Let's not have dummy deck. Alright. So that gives us a bit more space there. Alright, good stuff. So that one there, we need to have planet deck on there as well. Okay. So hopefully we'll now get, well, it didn't blow up, but it did. Okay. Okay. Let's change that. So that header there, let's make that 8. That one there, and then we'll make that, I think that's going to be minus 1, 1. I have it as minus in there anyway. I did. I had it as minus 1, 1, 2. Oh, planet deck. So that would be minus. Okay. Why is that still positive 112? Because that didn't compile, that's why. Okay, let me let it compile. Boom. All right, I think we need to have 2 here. Yeah, I think we have to have 2. Yes, we have 2. So increase that and then deactivate everything. So we deactivate all the other ones. And then we choose these ones here. So these becomes interactable false. Okay. So for this one here, our background has got a button on it and it is not interactable just now. So disable color. I still want it to be visible. I just don't want it to be, I think that's a very light color. I still want it to be available. So I don't want it to look like it's not clickable. I just don't want it to be clickable. And then that's planet card, and then the same thing for this card as well. So if I go to background, and oh no, that was that one. Okay, so if I go to planet card this time, and click on there, and make sure that is not clickable. So it is not interactable. And the disabled color is that and that. Okay. Because I don't want people clicking on it willy-nilly. Button, see? So now I can't click on those cards, which is good. But I do want to make that enabled by default. But when I click on it, I don't want to, I don't know what I want to do. Okay, so planet card behavior, apply card. So in the card behavior, what did I do? Add this public event. So this is going to be similar, but it's going to be another event. So it's going to be add class, and then this is going to be planet card clicked event handler. Okay, so that is all that. And planet card behavior, public event, that, card clicked. So I think that keeps in with card behavior, card clicked. And then on the awake, I want to set that up. Card there. This details, so that's going to be card. All right, okay, that's going to be that. Okay, and then this one, card clicked. Where does that get? Card behavior. Card clicked event, card click, card click, card click. Okay, and then the card behavior, and then this one here. Okay, yeah, that's what I was going to do. So where does that get? Oops. Where does that get used? Card behavior. Right, okay, that's right. The card behavior. I don't actually do anything with that. So in the card deck, so lifeform deck. What I want to do is wide awake. I want to bubble this up to say for each for card in pool. Card click equals that. Actually, I just want plus equals sender and arguments. Public event card clicked event handler card clicked card clicked invoke this. So when the card gets clicked, I want to pass in the lifeform deck, which is this, and I want to just pass up the card clicked arguments, which has the details in the card there. And then I need to do the same thing for planet deck. So I need to have public event planet handler hard clicked link card and then in my debug script, I can then say void make my form deck dot card clicked is equals that. Deck dot card clicked is equals that. So that handles that, and then I need to know what state the game's in, but that's okay, I can do that. Here, scripts, game, create. How do you do this again? Not that. Public enum game state, and that's going to be the game state. So deal cards, player turn, round over. Actually, it's going to be player action. Player action, something like that. And then in here, it's going to be private game state. Actually, that should be underscore. Oh, no, that's fine. State equals game state dot deal cards. Okay. So instead of doing that, so this is debug script is becoming more of the game controller, which is fine. So the transformation is let's make that game state initial. Okay. So instead of having this here, I don't want that. I want to say if state, actually let's do switch state case initial. So if it's initial one, I want to say state equals dot deal cards. Case state game state dot deal cards life form deck dot deal planet deck dot deal break. So when we first play the game, I'm going to move this out into not a debug script anymore, because it's becoming more and more the game controller. Oh yeah, state equals that, state equals deal cards, deal cards. And then once we deal the cards, then it's going to be the player turn. Game state dot player action. Okay. Okay, so that's that there. I'm going to make it only 2 cards for the player. So player deck, planet deck. Okay. So instead of that, I'm going to move that 40 pixels to the left. So that's going to be minus 80. And then it's going to be 0, I think, is going to be the value there. And that should be that. Boom. Okay. That actually gives us a bit more real estate. Discard the card from the player's deck. So that's a bad thing there, but yeah. Okay, so we can choose to discard one of these and choose that there. Okay. Okay, so let's go to our debug script. Debug script. So our debug script is now more of a game controller script. So I'm going to take all of this and comment that out. Actually, I'm not going to bother commenting it out. I'm just going to do that there. And I'm going to create a game controller script. And this is just going to contain all the logic in here. I'm not going to make it tidy. I'm not going to make it object oriented. It's just going to be whatever it is. Game controller. So put that in there. Okay. So we can start. And we don't need that button, so we can get rid of. Actually, we can get rid of all 3 of these. Actually, let's leave the dummy deck because we might need the dummy deck. But let's move it over to here so it's out the road. But let's get rid of the button, which you definitely don't need anymore. Okay, and then we need a game controller here, so add components, game controller. And this needs a lifeform deck and a planet deck. But luckily we're on the same thing there, so I can make them private and then say lifeform deck equals get component lifeform deck planet deck equals get component planet deck. Component type of planet deck. Component. Okay, so when it's clicked, it depends on what it's going to do based on the state. So it's only going to do certain actions when it's based on the state. So player state, so case game state dot player action. We want to enable all the cards in the deck. So that's going to be planet deck dot enable cards. Enable cards, okay. And then for each bar card, interactable equals true. In pool, so I only have 2 cards in the pool, so I'm going to get rid of one of the cards. Otherwise, it's going to cause problems. So the planet deck is only going to have 2 cards in it for now. Okay, let me see the game controller. Enable cards. Card dot get component button. Actually, it's going to be card dot enable click interactable, and inside the planet card behavior, void enable for each bar card and actually it's this card here, so it's going to be bar button equals background game object dot enable click on that, and then we need to do the same thing for the card behavior. Cards. That would be in my form deck. Button. It's even quicker, and I think we can even do that. Speaks one liner. So that life form deck, we can do that there. And then inside here we can then do there we go. So when we deal the deck, it will automatically make it clickable. I don't know if you can see that, but it does actually highlight, and you can click on that. So that's good. So we can decrease, and then we get to choose one of these cards, and then those ones should be disabled. So okay. So you don't need to use all your cards, I don't think. You can end your turn, and we'll have an end turn button as well. So you can discard and then choose whatever one it is there. Okay. So that's going to be Lifeform deck, game controller. Okay. So we get game state and then player action. Choose Lifeform card. Okay, so player action, choose Lifeform card. All right. So inside our planet deck, we want to say if state equals player action, state equals game state dot choose life form card, and then we want to disable the planet deck dot enable cards false, because we don't want you to choose that card again, and then that allows us to then choose this one here. So then we can say if state equals game state dot choose life form card. So if it's choosing the life form card, state equals game state dot player action, planet deck dot enable cards true. Actually, I don't think we need to do that. We can just do that in here. No, I think yeah, let's do that in here. So planet deck enable cards. So we want to do that when we first set that in there, but then when we change it, we don't want to move into the next state. Okay, I think I'm kind of working things out in my head here, sorry. Planet deck dot enable cards true. So we want that to be true. Actually, we don't need that to be there, but we do want to set this to be planet deck lifeform deck dot enable cards. So we want to enable the cards there, then we want to disable the cards here. So I think we can get away with doing disable cards, enable cards false, because it's the player action, we want to disable that. So when the player action is that, we change that into the life form cards, then we enable. I mean, can we just do that over and over again? Choose life form card. So let's choose life form card, and then actually let's do set up choose life form card. Okay, so then that's going to be case game state dot set up choose life form card. So I want to disable that. Then I want to say state equals game state dot choose life form card. So when you set up that, it's going to disable the planet deck, enable the life form deck, and then change the set to choose life form card. And then if it's life form card, to do apply clicked card. So we need to figure out the current card, but let's see if that flow works. Okay, so I choose this card, so that card, it can't be clicked anymore, and then I click one of these cards, and now I can't click that anymore, and then I can click one of these cards, and then that becomes the opposite of that. All right, cool, that works. Okay, so this is going to be private planet card, current planet card, current planet played, life for card, I think it's just card, isn't it? Player card, player played. Life form played. Okay, so planet played is actually a tuple. I think I need to know both of these things. Card behavior. Tuple. That's going to be card behavior. So planet played is going to be planet played equals new tuple e dot details, annoyingly, card. This is why you should be consistent in your lies. And then that's going to be life form played equals new tuple e dot details e dot card. Right, we don't even need to know that, we just need to apply them. So that's going to be but we don't even need to know that because we're going to do we know at that point what it is, so we're going to do we have all this here, so we're going to say var card. Actually, we can do product played dot item 1 dot apply action, and then we pass in e dot details e dot card, and then we say e dot card dot no, we want to turn that one over, so we want to then say planet played dot item 2 dot show front false. So show front false means you can't select it anymore. It means you've actioned that card. And maybe we don't want to apply both of them to the same card. Maybe that's already been there. Let's try and we'll not play that way, but that might be something we want to put into the game. So update there, and then for the deck, we don't want to make that interactable if it's not showing there. So if we go to planet deck and then say if card dot active, I don't want face up is face up, else card dot enable click false. So we're gonna cheat for planet deck. show front. So is face up is just if the alpha is 1, because we set it to 1. So we don't want to be able to click that card again once we've used it. Alright, and so we run it. So increase everything by 1. So if I choose that and then choose one of these, that should go to 2 and that should go to 0 because those are -1. So I choose that and then I choose that. Boom. Well, that went to 1 because it increases 1 for worship. But now I can't click this. But I can click this one. So multiply values by -1, so I can choose this to be -1 now. And so that goes to -2, -1. And so now I can't choose anything. And now I end the round. Maybe there should be like an automatic end round once you use your cards. And then we deal the cards again. Woohoo! That's the main mechanic. Alright. Okay. I'm feeling pretty good about this now. Whew. Alright. Now we need a meter and things in here. Then obviously tidy things up, but that's the main mechanic of the game. Sweet. Alright. Alright, let's do the next round one. So we do that. There. Okay. So we need to have a next round button. So I'll go to Canvas, UI. Let's do a button mesh pro. And we'll choose that as next. Let's call it end turn. End turn. Okay. And then we'll make that a little bit less than that. Font size 14. We'll maybe make something a little bit better than that, but for now that'll do. So in the game it looks like that. So we're not going to make end turn. Well, end turn can be enabled just now because you can end the turn at any point. It just doesn't do anything. Discard. That one. Oh, there you go. Discard works as well. Didn't even try it. So that one there. So that's -2, -2, -2, +1. Okay, that was a bad choice. And then we click on end turn, and then that goes into there. All right. Okay. Woohoo! Cool. So we need a this is planet card. We need the game controller. Private, 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 and then we need a public button end turn and unity end turn, and then awake. I'm going to do end turn dot on click dot add listener new unity action. And there. And we can end turn anytime we want, so we don't need that behavior there. In fact, let's split that out. Let's have planet card and planet card behavior. Okay, and so card equals e.details. card B. Here equals a card. That. And that's going to be planet card, that. And that. And then we're going to do planet card dot null. So we're just going to reset that, make sure everything's okay. And then the add listener, we need to make sure that it that does our end turn. So we have a private void end turn. Actually, we don't call that. We say state equals end turn, round over. Okay. So then we say case round over end turn. Do what that has to do, and then at the end of end turn, we then do date equals fuel cards. To do apply things. I don't know what those things are. Because we haven't got that yet. No, no reference. What have we got no reference for? Oh yeah, end turn. Okay. So that is our end turn button. And so we just drag that end turn button into there. And okay, so discard that one and decrease everything by 1 and then end turn. So that should clear everything and give us more cards. Yes. Okay. So now what we need to do is we need to have we have our island resources. So that's our starting point there. So we need to take all the cards that are in there and then apply the island resources to that. So let's have private island resources equals new. Let's put it in here. Resources equals new island resources. And then for the once we clicked on the end turn, we need to know all the cards in the hand, but we already have the deck, so we can then do lifeform deck dot apply deltas resources and that one for each bar card in pool, if card dot background dot get component button dot interactable if it's not interactable, continue. Otherwise, I want to apply those deltas to there. So I want to do card dot apply card. Do I not have an apply delta? Where are we? Card. Player deck factory. Player card. Apply. There you go. I do. So then I've got card.apply resources. There, card public apply. Why don't I see that? Because there's a card behavior. I need to do card.details.apply resources. Okay. Now when I apply the resources, I need to make sure that it's the minimum one. So if resources.wood is less than 0, resources.wood equals 0, and do that for all of them. Minerals, water, and then worship. And then maybe you die if 2 of those are 0. So let's put that in real is public is dead. How do I get that? Okay, so I can do var values equals new int. Oh, let me see in resources. Water, minerals, wood, worship. For each var value in values, var count equals 0. If value equals 0, count plus return count greater than 1. So if you have more than one value that is greater than 0, then you're dead. Delta, body delta. Okay, resources, life-form deck. Okay. Game controller, update delta resources. If resources is dead, why did I not make that a property? Is dead. State equals state dot game over. You are dead. Else. And turn. Okay. Otherwise, it's going to do that. So the end turn is going to, maybe do some fancy graphics and stuff. And again, we can tidy this up. I just want to get the mechanics done, get everything fixed, make sure everything's running. We're good to go. Okay. Apply things. So that's really what that's doing, is applying the deltas. If you're dead, you're dead. If you're not, you deal with more cards. Okay, and now I need to have a meter somewhere to show how many resources you've got. Invert. And turn. Okay. So I need to know I'm going to put it down there. There's plenty of room there. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay. Yeah, I can put all the meters in there. But I mean, really, I don't need to know the meters. I just need to know how much you've got. And there needs to be 5, I think. Planet deck. Where are we? Island resources. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So I need to know the generation, the worship, the wood, the minerals, and the water. Okay. Water, minerals, wood, worship, generation, and that's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that is what did we say that was? 112. So if we pad that with 6 above and 6 below, that gives us a healthy 100. Divide that by 5, that gives us 20. So that gives us, say, a buffer between that, which is 16. So that's good size there. And so 16, and then what have we got? 16. 16. 100 by 80, I think it is. 80? No, it's 400. Yeah, it's 80. So that's 80 across. So if we make that 76, that gives us some padding. So 76 by 16. Okay. Okay. So I want to have 76 by 16. Right. Okay. And then the background. That's going to be whatever color it is. And then we're going to put text in there. So it's going to be like +5 or whatever. Export. No, that one there. I'll export, save for web legacy. Export, save, meter border. Export, save for web legacy. Save, meter gauge, and UI image, and this image is going to be just a sort of transparent image. So the width of this is going to be 76 by 16, and color is going to be nothing. And then I'm going to add another image, which is also going to be 76 by 16. And I'm going to add another image. Maybe I want that on top. And another image there. Oh, shoot. That one there. Okay. And then in the art, meter border. That one there. 1 point no filter. Apply. Okay. Image 1. I think image 1 has to be the background color. And then image 2 has to be the border. Use one of the two. So that's going to be gauge. And that is going to be border. And then the gauge is going to have a filled. And it's going to be horizontal. Fill origin left. So you know when you're going to die. Okay. And then we're going to go to the scene. And we're going to move that to here. I need to add, rearrange this position at some point, but this is going to be the water one. So we're going to change those values there. Alright, but we need a gauge script. Actually, it'll be in the UI. I mean, most of this is UI, but whatever. Gauge behavior. Gauge behavior. Public float max equals 10. Public void set float value var value equals math max max value, which is going to be min. So whatever the minimum one is, and then it's going to be public image gauge dot fill amount equals new value divided by max. That's the gauge there, and surface gauge, and let's make that prefab as well, just in case. So we can change the color of it. Well, that's the outer image we're doing. We can change the color of it to like a bluey color for the water. And we can change that to what is it? I can't remember. Water minerals wood worship generation. So that would be minerals is a kind of goldy color, I think. Settled on that. Yeah, that's good enough. And wood is a kind of browny color. That's kind of browny color. Worship is purple. Worship is purple. Purple, purple, purple. Purple, purple. And finally, generations, which doesn't really fit in there, but we'll make it fit somehow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, we're missing one. Water, minerals, wood, worship. Water, minerals, wood, worship. We're not missing it. Okay, so that is water. Mineral gauge. Oh dear. Wood gauge and worship gauge. So when we start, we need to update the gauges. So I need to have inside here, I need to have public gauge behavior, water, mineral, wood, and that would be worship. And then there's going to be update there. So private update gauges. And that's going to be water dot update set resources dot water, and that's wood, mineral, worship, mineral, wood, water. Okay, so update gauges is there. High delta is update gauges, and then the initial one is update gauges as well, because we want to be able to update the gauges. And then game controller needs to know these. So we're going to do water, because it doesn't have a gauge on it. Let's give it a gauge. Okay, so now all of these should have a gauge. Woot woot. So water gauge. Okay, so I'll drag that across to there. Mineral, wood, and worship. Okay. All right. Okay, let's try this then. No, null reference straight away. It's always a good sign. All right, okay. Darn it. Gauge, so it needs a gauge image. So that's going to be that one there. And save that. It does autosave. Okay. So all of these should have gauge image. Okay. So that should fix that. Boom. Okay. So now you can see that we're halfway there for that. So we got build houses, build cathedral. So let's keep that one there, but let's invert build houses. So multiply that by that, and then discard that. So at the end of this turn, that should go up a bit. Did not move. So yeah, that's not working. I do also want to add on there. I want to add UI Text Mesh Pro and okay. So label. So it's going to be label. Okay. Again, go back to this. And then gauge needs a label. So that is our label. And so drag label onto there. So it's 10, 10, 10. Decrease everything by 1. So let's decrease that by 1 and then discard that one. And then click on end turn. Yeah, that's not applying. That is not applying. Okay, well, we can actually, let's go to auto gauge, label, outline. Game. That works. 0.2. What's underlay? I don't know what underlay is. That looks good anyway. A little bit of a pop. In fact, we could probably make that label there black. That makes them all black. Oh, because it's the same shader. Ah, yeah, that's right. So yeah. Okay, yeah, everything's got a black outline on it. Okay. Well, let's not have that then. Okay. Thinking. Oh yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to see what that apply is not working. Apply deltas. Let me set a breakpoint there. Okay. Because it should be applying the delta for everything. So, it didn't save. Oh, because I never saved it. Okay, I'll fix that in a minute. Okay, so increase everything by 1. New money is required. Blah, 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 decrease everything by 1. Okay, and then in turn, pull. No, it's not interactable. It's if it's face down. Card dot is face up. So you can just make that property. Make property there, and then get turn background dot it's UI elements dot alpha equals 1. Okay, so if UI alpha is 1, then it is going to do that. And if it's not, if it is face up, if it's not face up, yeah. Okay, right, that's why. Okay, let's fix this label thing. Don't want the outline on. Okay. Okay. Increase everything by 1. I'm going to increase that by 1 and then increase that by 1. And then in turn, okay. Turn. Why are those 3 values in there? Oh, that's why, because I'm changing those card values. Ha 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 ha. Aha. I need to make a copy of that card. So, player card. So the factory for it, player card factory. Player deck factory. This has to create a new card rather than just supplying that index there. So I am going to have a copy constructor, public player card copy, and that's going to be description equals copy dot description and so on. values. So every time I create a new card, it's going to be a brand new copy of a card. So that's going to be new player card. That. Okay. For the other one, it doesn't matter because I'm only applying the value there. I'm not storing it. But this should stop that problem. I mean, build cathedral, that should bring, if I discard that one and discard that one, that should mean that these should go down to 9 and that should go up to 7. They all go down to 9, that goes up to 7, which is right. Okay. Now, I also need a background for that as well. That's okay. And then let's discard that one there and let's invert this one here. So that should go up by 2, so that should go to 11. That should stay at 9, and that should go down to 7. Or the other way around, I think I've got those values wrong. But yeah, okay, that looks like the math is working there. I'm not sure how you lose the game though. If I do an end turn here, that can't be. That doesn't seem right. Game controller. Well, you can lose. So, oh, because you lost, that's why. Damn it. Okay. So I want to turn that off. End turn. So that end turn button has got to get turned off. So round over end turn. So if you're dead, okay, you are dead. So as soon as you're dead, you can't make any more turns. And that means that planet deck dot enable cards false. Liveform deck dot enable cards false. So you can't do anything. It's game over. You're dead. So if I just keep hitting end, yeah, eventually I can't click anything. Okay. Okay. Right, I'm going to take a break.